Hello and welcome to Gaming But at What Cost, where we game but at what cost. Anyhow, I'm your host Nighty. I'm joined by my two esteemed co-hosts. Yes, I said two this time. We have both James from last time,
Hello.
and we have Dragon, the man who's owned by the government.
What's up? What's up?
I took him away from packing because he's being deployed. Thank you, Dragon. What he does for the sake of content. Well, obviously, to get this started, we're going to talk about a few things in gaming news. First off, we've got to talk about the shitstorm that is to Overwatch. The At this point, just Blizzard, just the entirety of it, just all.
Don't get me started.
But I am getting you started.
I have a multitude of issues. One, why do we still not have Bastion back? And why is Torb still locked out of comp?
Well, Bastion was committing World War VII because of the glitch, and I don't even know why they took Torb.
Bastion was committing war crimes just on a regular. It was terrible. I didn't even get to personally witness the glitch in any public games, but apparently it was a really bad thing.
Bastion made a video if you want to go watch it later. It's pretty funny,
I'll
actually.
have to check it out.
But Dragon, you got to play for the first time last night, even though I fell asleep about halfway through our game, and then I woke up and turned my PlayStation off and went back to bed.
So that's why you left. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my first time ever playing Overwatch, and definitely a big skill gap from a Call of Duty player, but I don't know. Room for improvement. Seems fun. Something I might have to try and
Or
actually
you could just
grind
play
on.
Soldier and play DPS and be a Call of Duty player.
As one might say, skill issue.
There is a huge skill gap with Overwatch from multiple.
I know my view doesn't matter, but that game is a big, fiery shitstorm of bugs, glitches, and it just makes me so sad. Tell me why.
I feel like Blizzard will work it out. It's just going to take them forever, like it does with everything else. Like it took for them to copy and paste a game, add 3 new characters, 2 new maps, and a new game mode, and it took them, 7, 8 years?
I think it came out in 2016, so it took them 6 years.
Okay, so I was a little off.
I mean, to put it in perspective, I was in middle school when that game came out.
I was still in high school.
Sure, why?
And I hadn't had any children yet.
Yeah, you now have 2 of those children. Once again, vote for your favorite co-host.
Yes. Woo! The dad of 2 who needs it.
The dad of 2 who makes way more money than you would think he does.
Pay me anything for this.
If anything, you should give it to the man who's owned by the government.
No, I pay his salary as it is with my taxes. So.
All right, we're getting off track. let's touch on the DVD mid-chapter update. So there was a whole, and when I'm talking about a whole bunch of shit, I'm talking it takes me a good 3 seconds of scrolling to get to the bottom of the patch notes. Now, Dragon and James have both played DBD. I have played a lot of DBD. Them much less than me, but they also have the same deep despise and hate that I do. So, we'll start with James. I don't know if you've looked through it yet. I told you to, but I don't know if you did. But what do you think?
I'm doing it right now.
Yep, that's what we call being prepared, everyone. We are fully prepared and fully capable of what we're doing.
Nation.
All right. Well, let's obviously touch on the fact that the new the mid-chapter update, of course, came out with a few different things, but also Haunted by Daylight is out. It's the new event that they have, and on top of that, it's to celebrate, of course, Halloween with eerie, spooky. Let's be honest, just spoopy DBD.
The game was not spooky enough.
Yeah, if the game wasn't spooky enough, we're even more spooky.
Yeah, as if you weren't already pissing yourself as a nurse blinked around the corner while you were trying to do a gym.
Yeah, now you get to scream with Ghostface peeking around the corner with a wise eye.
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. That might just bring me back to DBD.
Well, Well, obviously, the big thing here is the flashlight difference is that the click speed is now slower, the sound effect is different, and then the strobing and the associated dangers regarding flash induced seizures has been fixed. That's nice. Good to know that they're looking out for the people that, you know, getting blinded 24/7 and getting stage 4 glaucoma. But there's also now a slight delay in them turning on and turning off. So it's a balancing act, you might say. Although, I mean, Survivor's unfun enough. Swifts exist where it's just 4 stacked survivors, all flashlights, ready to just make any killer regret ever touching the game.
Hmm.
You seem to have a cough there. You've been smoking too much Nick there.
Mind your business.
Okay.
Don't put my personal business on the podcast. Not everyone needs to know I'm a nicotine addict.
Well,
Please
now
help
they
fund
do.
my addiction.
Now they do. Oh, also, the Hag has new music and new tome came out yesterday, and there's also the event tome. There's a few optimization, a shit ton of bug fixes, and a few known issues. Kind of like how the female survivor arms snap unnaturally when interacting with the nightmare's alarm clocks. So you try to wake yourself up and both of your arms get snapped. That's nice.
That's about how I feel every morning when my alarm goes off.
You just feel like when you
Both
try
of
to
my
turn.
arms snap and break,
I
At least,
definitely
giving
do
me
like that they
every
have the
excuse.
known issues though.
yeah, at least they have the known issues and on like
Unlike
Blizzard.
Overwatch,
Yeah, on like Blizzard where
as
they're
I
just like,
currently run through with Hanzo and get extreme latency issues, even though I'm plugged into a router.
that's just
Thanks, Blizzard servers.
well, not to mention there's also the bug that makes, some of the best players in the game bronze 5.
Which is almost an unachievable rank.
Like it's going to be really hard for someone to get bronze 5. Imagine trying to get out of it. And if you look at Blizzard,
Yeah,
they're
it's
like,
gonna be
I don't
such a.
know what you're talking about. We know it's a glitch, but we're not going to do anything about it. Get fucked.
They haven't even once. They have not mentioned why they took Torbelt. They mentioned, well, they didn't even mention it. It's just the community kind of put two and two together with Bastion on why he's currently removed from the game, and they just we're almost completely in the dark.
Yeah, Blizzard is just not a fan of telling us what's going on. I mean, they wouldn't admit to the DDoS attacks until way later.
Yeah, it took them like 2 weeks.
They were like, we didn't get DDoS. It's just our servers. Well, I think it's a combination of both. Now, a quick word from our sponsor for this dubby. Before, of course, we get into our actual interview, we are going to talk about our oh gracious sponsor for today. And I have actually 2 containers here with me. I wish my sticker pack is over there. I love Dubby. I'm just gonna say that before we get into this entirely scripted part. I love this shit.
I agree.
James loves
I
this
agree.
shit. It's really good. Like I know I'm sponsored by them, so I have to say good things, but it is really,
I'm
really
not
good.
sponsored by them, and I will 110% swear by them.
They're really good. But like with that said, let's get into our little scripted thing so we can move on to interviewing the oh great Lacey.
So, does anybody in here drink anything? Game? No coffee, energy drinks, monsters, Red Bulls, or any kind of shake?
See, I used to drink a bunch of Red Bull, but hands get shaky. I feel like I have,
Definitely.
early onset Parkinson sometimes, and then just the crash after along with it.
Terrible. I got the same thing from Monster.
Yeah, but I mean, I drink Dubby. It's pretty good.
I oh. Hmm.
No crashes,
So what
anything.
actually is Dubby?
Well, Dubby's kind of a newer company. They sell a jitterless gaming formula with a patented neurofactor, which is a neurochemical to help with focus and give you a boost of energy without the horrible crash that comes with it, or usually comes with it.
Well, that sounds great, but how much sugar and how many calories does it have?
Doesn't have any. None.
What about maltodextrin fillers and artificial colorings?
Still none. And on top of that, it's keto friendly.
Well, what if you're kind of like me and you're getting off of caffeine altogether, or you don't really need the neurofactor for focus?
They have tubs just specially for that. Even if you don't want the neuro factor, they have a caffeine blend, and if you don't want either, they have a hydration blend.
The full tub can be kind of expensive for some people. What if I don't really like the flavor that I pick?
Well, on the expensive part, I can help you out a little bit. I've got a discount code, and they actually just got their starter pack back in, which contains 2 packets of Dubby and a shaker cup.
Well, I think I might have to get some.
Yeah, you can use code 90 for 10% off at checkout. And that's code 90 spelled NITEEE, 3 E's for 10% off at checkout. And I would like to recommend a few flavors. I really recommend the Galaxy grenade. I think it is oh so delicious. It is probably my
Galaxy
favorite
Grenade,
one.
Dragonade are the only two I have tried, and both of them were amazing.
Yes, Dragonade's
Shaker
also.
cup, by the way, super, super high quality cup. Even if you dislike Dubby and you don't like what it does, the cup itself is worth the money. It's a super high quality cup. I dropped it like 10 times at work. Not a single scuff, not a scratch, not a chip. All of the logo is still there throughout everything I did at work. Amazing cup.
Did you really
But
just say
you will
Dragonade?
like Dubby.
Yes,
Yes,
there's
it's called
Dragonade.
Dragon. You
It's
have no choice but to buy it.
dragon fruit, uh, strawberry, and lemonade. It is pretty good. But enough with our
I'm sold.
your soul. All right. Well, code 90 for 10% off. But now we can get into what everybody's been waiting for. What everybody, you know, what's the best part about this? The only reason anybody comes around are oh so gracious guests, Lacie, on the podcast here today. How are you doing, Lacie?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm living life on this fine evening. About all I can say. It's one of those days.
Don't let him lie to you. His brain is fried from Overwatch all day. Don't let him lie.
Yes, that is 100% true. Just fried out of my mind. I no longer have any brain cells.
You have two just tugging at your prefrontal cortex, trying to keep you to focus.
And it's
Yeah.
you too.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Well, Lacie, how about you introduce a little bit about yourself? Tell the people what's good, what's going on. You know who you are, who you would like to present yourself as. Because I can tell them all I want about you, but how about you tell them how you see yourself?
Okay, so we're doing icebreakers now. Very fun. Okay, hi, I'm Lacie. I am a content creator. I mainly stream Dead by Daylight on Twitch. I also do lifestyle and fashion stuff on YouTube and TikTok. I'm also a full-time film student.
Full-time film student. No wonder you were able to, slide me some questions to use for this podcast because I am a
Whole lot going
entire,
on there.
yeah, I'm an
Yeah,
entirely brain dead individual.
I
Well,
am a boring I thought my life was relatively interesting. I was wrong. I need to step it up.
well, you said you were a streamer, so how long have you been streaming?
I've been streaming on and off since about 2020. I started in quarantine just for fun, just to see what it was, and I still do it now. So I ended up really liking it.
Well, what in that fateful day on quarantine did you say, "Yep, I'm gonna stream"? What made you
I
want to?
I literally was just like watching someone else on Twitch, and then it was like 1 a.m. and I was feeling bold. Like it was like Omegle hours. And that's essentially how I just like went onto Twitch. I was like, this will be funny. I was like, let's see what happens. And I was literally. It was like I think I went on Omegle first, and I was like, let me go on Twitch now. I was like, let me just see who I meet on here. And it was like 1 a.m. and I was just on my laptop, like no like headset or anything, like just the mic. I mean, not the mic, just the
Oh God,
laptop
the
mic and
webcam mic.
speakers and everything.
Oh no.
Yes, yes. And it was
That takes me
funny.
back to my high school years. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I was just clowning around, and there was like a couple people in chat. Of course, it was my first stream ever. Like I didn't really know anybody, but a couple people came in, and I ended up really like liking it. And I thought I wouldn't like the attention as much, but I was okay with it, and I really liked just getting to know random people.
Well, that's what we all are, is a bunch of random people.
Now we're getting to know each other.
Yeah, just like that.
Wonderful.
Well,
Funny how that works out.
well, after your first stream, what made you say, you know what? I was pretty good. How about I'll do it again? And what made you do it that second time and that third time? And what made you continue?
Well, mainly I had done stuff on YouTube in high school, and
Haven't we
then
all?
yeah, and then I hadn't really posted in like a year or so because I just got too anxious about it, and there was just a lot of time that goes into it. And so I was like, I still want to do content creation. I still really like making content, and I really like gaming. And so I was like, maybe I'll try Twitch, and then I can just like the time I put into my content is as I'm doing it. Like there's not as much prep work where there can be, but it doesn't have to be. And I can just stream at a moment's notice just when I feel like making content and it'll be up there. And then I can engage with people in the moment. And I just thought that was like a lot more of what I wanted at the time of like building community and meeting people. And I just wanted to have fun.
Well, as someone who's been streaming off and on for the better part of 5 years,
Wow.
I I think I'm actually coming up on 6. Yeah, I think
Wow.
I'm coming up on 6. I've been streaming off and on for a very long time. I've been making content way longer than that. I have had like 13 different YouTubes over my entire life. There's still a few channels that are up that have videos. You could probably find them if you were, some
I'm
internet
so
detective.
sure Dragon will remember me uploading me, him, and our buddy Caden's S&D playthroughs on my YouTube.
Yeah, let's not bring that back up.
Hey,
I'm
man.
pretty sure those have to have been taken down by now.
Oh gosh. Oh, good
We
old
were
S&D.
not very, yeah,
Back in our high
user
school days.
friendly. Yeah, no kidding. We had no filter, no
Yeah.
sense of maturity.
Yes, I
Oh
was a
man.
small, impressionable child when I met the 3 of those idiots.
And then we corrupted you.
Corrupted me on different levels that I cannot express. Well, Lacey, what aspirations do you have for the rest of your streaming career since you've been doing it, off and on, and well, at this point, even past your streaming career? What aspirations do you have for content creation in general?
I really like content creation, and it's all I've ever really wanted to do. And I think that's pretty much what got me into film, because what is filmmaking if not just hundreds of people making content on a mass level? Um, so I think moving forward, I would love it if content creation could be part of my career. And I would love to possibly do content creation full time one day, or at least part time. And then while I'm doing film stuff and like working on movies, I feel like that'd be easier to um, kind of be able to work on my own time at my own pace. So,
I wish.
Well, what are your aspirations in the filmmaking community, if you don't mind me asking?
so I worked on my first like film this summer, like my first like professional film. And so that was really fun. I worked on something for Universal in the costume department. So that was really cool. And so I think over the next few years, I'm gonna just try and just work my way up. I would love to be an assistant director. I think that's the most fun. Right now, directing is cool, but it's a lot of pressure. And
Yeah.
assistant directing is working more with like coordinating with like the crew and the actors. So I would just be kind of checking on the actors all day, seeing how they feel, communicating with them about scenes and stuff like that, or how we want the scene to be shot, like all that kind of stuff. I would be in charge of coordinating and communicating things like that. And so that's kind of where I want to end up right now. And then eventually to producing, I think that would be really cool. And I also care a lot about representation. So I think it'd be really cool to get to a point where I can make my own films and tell my own stories of like myself and then other people who don't really get a chance to share theirs.
Assistant director, high enough to hold power, but not high enough to get blamed if anything goes wrong. You just be like, "That was the director." Not me.
You get it.
I definitely didn't do anything wrong. But I mean, I agree. I feel like we have a very large lack of representation or forced representation in a lot of things. So I think that is a great idea. Well,
Thank you.
as you are a streamer and a content creation and a content creation, you are a content create. Yep, I am
That's
here.
me.
You are a content creation. Well,
Yeah.
as a content creator, let me use my words how they're supposed to be used. What would you like to do? How would you like to expand your brand? Do you want to expand your brand? And obviously, with you being across multiple platforms, you obviously have a pretty decently sized community. What does your community mean to you? Kind of a two-part question. I'm hitting you with both of
To me, it's just really important to have a community in itself. I feel like, especially since I talk a lot about representation, and I feel like it's really important to me to have that safe space where I can kind of curate and just make sure everyone is comfortable and talk about things that are important for me, and to have a space for everyone to tell their stories no matter what. And especially since a lot of like outside of like smaller communities, we don't really see like safe spaces or communities that really talk about issues like in within minorities. I feel like that's not really a mainstream issue, and so I think it's really important to be able to create that space that I want to see. And as far as expanding it, I would love to grow that space bigger, and I talked about like wanting to do content creation full time at some point, and so I would love to get to a point where I can do that and I can just have this like making content and like meeting people and talking about stories and just I don't know, really just having that space and being the change I want to see, and I would love to do that full time.
I mean, I think I we would all love to do something like that full time. You know, be able to build a community and a platform and be able to address topics that we feel passionate about. I like your answers. You're giving me a good episode here.
Well,
Thank
if she does go to
you.
school for it, she has an unfair advantage.
I wouldn't call it unfair. It's definitely unfair. I would call it unfair. Let me take my words back.
No,
Right,
it's pay to
no.
win.
It's a pay to win. That
Pay
is,
to win.
I
You're so
love that.
right.
Pay to win. You
Well, I
pay
got
with.
scholarships, so I didn't even pay.
Hey, good on you.
Oh,
Better than me.
Damn,
So
yeah,
you
the game
installed
was
mods,
rigged. The game was rigged.
installed hacks. All right.
Yeah,
game was rigged from the start.
I had a cheat code.
Got that old Lego
Mighty to
cheat.
get you some W.
Yeah.
The like GTA, like cheat codes to like make a helicopter fall from the sky or something.
You've got that
Down, left,
old
right, A,
Lego
B,
like
start.
times 10
Right.
studs.
Written on the inside of the game case.
Yes. Oh my god.
You get it.
Well, with
Too old for
you
these.
know all your content creation, this time I didn't call you a content creation. Look at me, I'm using my words
Thank you.
in an efficient manner. With all of this, do you ever plan on like moving your brand into a point where you want to release merch or anything like that?
I think merch would be really cool at some point, and I'd also like to do something kind of within my brand, if that makes sense. So, like, I wouldn't just want to, like, put my name on something, like, on a random item. Like, although, like, sweatshirts and stuff would be cool, but I'd probably put Lovely on it instead of Lacey, just, like, in, like, a light purple color, my color palette. Very iconic. And then I would think I would really like to do, like, Those like adult coloring books I think would be really cute since I talk a lot about like mental health and self-care. And so I
Well,
think something like that, like self-care products would be really cool.
I think
I
that's a
would buy
great.
one. I
I
have
mean,
a adult coloring book upstairs.
Nice. I have like one or two.
James, I almost don't doubt that your adult coloring book is actually of the adult variety and not just a coloring book.
No, no,
I
no.
feel
It is
no, 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 no,
actually
no.
a genuine. It
I
is
know
a
you
genuine
too
adult
well.
coloring book. It is a
Uh-huh.
actually a horror coloring book,
Oh
Oh,
and the
yeah,
horror
sure.
the movie genre.
Whore, whore.
and then and then I also like my first couple streams when I was just doing random stuff on my laptop, I would just like watercolor and like sketch and just like color and just do random things because at the time I didn't really have a laptop that was strong enough to do gaming stuff, so I would just do like IRL things randomly, and so I think that'd be kind of a cool tribute to that if I make time out with a coloring book because of like streaming and content creation one day.
I think the weirdest stream I ever did was me in the middle of class doing my homework. Like I pulled up OBS on my shitty HP laptop and I hit stream and I just did my homework and was in class and streamed for like an hour. And I'm like,
So
"Yep,
funny.
that's what we call good content creation." And I also
It
love
was
the
fun.
fact that you are passionate about mental health. That's obviously what this podcast is about, mixing gaming with mental health, something that
Mm-hmm.
it's very often that gaming is an escape from mental health, and so we're trying to
Yeah.
smash them back together and go out into the community and find people who are also passionate and also have support for it and feel really passionately about having good mental health and bringing awareness to the community.
Yes, as you just bullied me for 5 minutes of this segment. Thanks.
Yep, that's what we call good old fashioned fun.
Yeah. Well, they did say you only had two brain cells.
That is true, so I got bullied first.
That was before the stream. That was not that. No,
Mm.
that is that I want
That was also him,
that
not
stricken
we.
from the record.
Ah.
That's true. I do bully
You're
Dragon
just as
about
guilty.
I do bully Dragon a lot about being owned by the government.
In his
Yeah.
profile picture.
Yeah, that's Dragon
Make me
himself.
feel.
I mean,
Pictures
Yeah,
how
that
they
was
make me
before I was
feel.
owned.
yeah, before he was owned by the government, that's what Dragon looked like. Now he's something else. But I also think James's profile picture represents him perfectly. It's just engulfed in flame.
Crying in the corner, engulfed in flames in the fetal position, wondering where I went wrong.
Well,
Nice.
I obviously saw that you play DBD. I mean, we have a very great mutual friend in
Yeah.
Miss Grape, who
I love her.
God, we spend so much time in her chat.
We do.
God, we spend so much time there.
I
But
know. We need to
she's
see how many
great.
messages we've sent
I mean, if I really
in her
wanted
chat.
to, I could probably pull up my mod view and see, even if she's not live, and just click on
Really?
myself.
I have mod view now too.
Yeah. How many messages
Or,
I've sent? 999 plus at the very least.
oh gosh.
Yeah, I think we've talked a little too much in her chat. We spend a decent amount of time in there. But she's
I
great
love
and
her.
she's amazing and she's the reason this podcast even exists.
She was the first on this podcast.
She was the first,
She
and
was.
I also had to spend a while convincing Dragon that this was going to be a good idea.
Oh no.
Well, Dragon's always been supportive of me. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say. Supportive of me. Why was it so hard to say? I don't know. Dragon, you've always been very supportive of. Ah! Somebody take it
Dragon,
away.
you've always been very supportive of him.
Thank you. I need help. I struggle with English apparently, but
It
like
was the
James said,
dyslexia.
he's been supportive.
You
I'm just gonna
continue.
move. No, I'm moving on. This is over. I'm just
Yep, I
moving
think that's
on.
probably the
Next
best.
question.
Your best bet is to cut this segment.
Oh,
Nope,
no.
I'm leaving it in just for the pure fact that it's funny. We're just moving on. Next question. That never happened. Now, if you didn't play DBG, do you believe that your channel would be different as DBD has slowly become a part of you the same way it's become a part of a lot of people?
If I wasn't streaming DVD, I don't know what I would be doing. I think I did a little bit of like GTA 5 RP for a little bit.
Oh god, I wish I would have watched that. That would have been real fun.
Yeah, I did.
We gotta
I want to get a
convince
PC for that
Great to
sole
do
reason.
that. We gotta get her to do it.
I would totally do that with Grape.
Oh, we've got to get her to do it. That is such a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah. So I did a little GTA RP. I did Minecraft for a while, but those didn't really like stick. They're fun, and I'll have phases where I go back to them, but I haven't had a game as consistent as Dead by Daylight, like play-wise, in a while. I got it maybe a year or two ago, like not even, and I have like 600 hours. I've played a lot. I've played for 24 hours straight before. I am a little too obsessed with this game.
Jesus.
I've played
Yeah,
over
my
I
24
eyes were
would
hours
love
straight
burning.
of
to
Overwatch.
bring up a recent podcast where we had Waggy on as a guest, and we had a full 5 to 10 minute segment conversation about how everyone through that phase with Minecraft every like 1 month out of the year.
Yeah.
So, which Nighty, me and you are currently on our 1 month out of the year.
Although you were bitching at me earlier, telling me to
I've been
build the
thinking
house
about it.
faster.
I've been thinking
And
about
clean and
starting my
bike.
1 month.
Dragon, you're never home. We would play with you more. You're just never home.
Invite Dragon.
Thank you,
Come
Lacey.
back with you.
I'm on
Just
Team Dragon now.
no, he's never come back with the milk. He's a liar.
Oh my god.
Jesus, come on.
You could fight the dragon with Dragon.
Yes. We gotta fight the dragon with dragon, and we've gotta make that a segment. We gotta do it
That'd be
sometime.
iconic.
We
Kind of.
should get everyone in a gigantic realm and everyone stream Minecraft.
That'd be so. I
That would
did
be
a
fun.
Minecraft SMP for a while.
That's
I
basically
did-
what I'm going for.
I did a little bit of everything.
That
I'm
would be
building a
beyond
church and
fun.
founding a religion. I'm pulling out my inner Bill Wirtz. You can make a religion out of that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we love
If
just.
I can to be your devout follower.
Yeah, I feel like we very often will get started on something and then immediately go all the way to left field. This is why I love a good podcast, because I don't actually have to follow the outline. It's there for an outline.
It's what makes each episode different.
Exactly.
You never
Exactly.
know.
Like how James last episode brought Waggy in within the first 2 minutes of the episode.
Yeah. Get
I ain't
straight
even
to the good.
I ain't even introduced him yet. He was just like, "Hey, Waggy, I know," and I was like, "Oh, damn it."
Hey, Waggy's a good guy.
Waggy is great. I love Waggy.
Waggy's
I'm
great.
a big fan of Waggy.
Well, with all your streaming and everything, and our amazing ability to get off topic, is partner a goal for you, or do you not really care? You just everything's organic. You're just going with the flow.
I think partner would be really cool. And like the way my schedule is set up right now, like I'm very busy with school. um so it's really hard to meet the requirements for something like partner. And like even like the watch hours or like average time like that is a lot, and it's very hard to be consistent and have a consistent like following an audience while I can't stream consistently. And so right now I'm kind of leaning into YouTube and like a YouTube partner for the moment, but I do definitely want to achieve both at some point.
YouTube. Will
So
be
do you want to
definitely
hit
good.
partner before TwitchCon next year?
Oh, I would love to.
Oh, I
really do want
really
to go to
hope
TwitchCon
Great
next year.
does. I really hope she does.
I know.
One, because I want to do the podcast anniversary with her,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be so great to do it in person. And then two, I don't know, she deserves it. She's amazing. She's once again is the reason that I even got back into streaming in the first place, and this podcast exists. Granted, I kind of fell back out of streaming for this podcast, but we don't talk about that. We're having
I've been
I'm gonna
fun.
have to
trying to
get you a
push you.
schedule.
I have been trying to push you.
I know. I know you've been trying to push me. I used to
You
have a
know,
schedule. I'd take Wednesdays and Sundays off, and I'd stream every other day. They each had themes and everything like that. But, ooh, I've fallen out of that groove really, really quick the minute I started to put more and more focus on this podcast.
yeah. It's really hard to find a schedule that works for you, like
Not
for
to mention,
streaming.
school is kicking my ass. I ain't the smartest.
Same.
I ain't the smartest tool in the, just the sharpest tool in the. Somebody else ask more questions.
So to bring us to our next question with school, how do you balance your content creation while being a full-time student?
I think a lot of times I'll kind of make them kind of work for each other. Like I would film like on TikTok, I would do like get ready with me videos before going to class every day. And I was pretty consistent with that for a few months. Like kind of fallen off. But it's like working content creation into the schedule I already have for school. Or like if there's a couple hours like each week where I know I don't have class, like in the evening, plan some streams for those times. But so it's really hard to just kind of like work them around each other. And then since I do film stuff, um, and I'm in like some editing classes right now, so it's kind of easier to get better at content creation because I am going to school for it. Like we're learning editing techniques, so I'm working on a vlog for YouTube right now, and so there are a lot of techniques that I want to put into that video. And so I think it helps a lot that they do intertwine, and especially when we can do videos about whatever we want when there's not a specific prompt for school, I could edit one of my content creation videos and just use that for a school project. And so I think that's how I can kind of make it work is because they do overlap so much.
Okay, okay.
It's kind of being ahead of the curve there.
The
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
reason I'm good at editing is because I've been doing it for years. I've edited for my cousin, for his YouTube, for my YouTube, for a few of my friends' YouTubes, for a few people at school's YouTubes. I've just been doing it so long is the only reason I'm decent at it. It's time consuming as all hell.
Yeah, I'm
back when I was
actually.
uploading every single day when I had my Slime Rancher series, it was record for an hour and a half, edit for 2 hours, render for an hour, and then, you know, make my thumbnail and everything like that. I enjoyed it. I was very happy of the product that I attained from it. But my lord, is it a chore?
Mm-hmm.
It can be.
Yeah.
That's why I
And then I
also.
But
also, oh,
oh shoot, who's going? Three of us spoke at the exact same time.
we did.
It's a Truxican standoff. Oh, come on. The Borderlands reference. No one. Ah, God,
I
you
never played
They
suck.
got it.
Borderlands.
You
We need to do another Borderlands playthrough, and it needs to be a stream.
dog. We've done
Whatever.
like 7, though.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that
see
was
them
amazing.
I
though.
want an 8,
Yeah, I didn't see those.
7. I've done like
No, you
90.
need
I
to
have
do
over
8.
1,000 hours in Borderlands 2.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
Isn't that good?
No,
yes.
yes.
Look, you
It
know
is
what?
so
Join
good.
us, Lacey, what? And experience it with us.
Maybe
That didn't
that's.
answer my question, but okay.
It is really, really good. I
Story. It
very
has
much
very,
enjoy that
the gameplay is very clear. It is arguably the best Borderlands game. I want
Is it better than Dead
it,
by
it,
Daylight?
game. Oh, 100%.
my
There's
opinion,
literally no
yes.
doubt.
What?
There's no shit. The dirt off the floor is better than Dead by Daylight sometimes.
I love Dead by Daylight. Stop.
Oh, I love
There's
Dead by
there are some
Daylight
interesting
too.
bugs, I'll admit.
But those go hand in hand. If you
There's a
love
little bit
Dead
of
by
balance.
Daylight, you also hate it.
Yeah.
It's the
No in
counterbalance.
between.
It's the same thing with Overwatch. I swore to myself I'd never get back into the game, but I've gotten back into it 3 times, and then I swore no Overwatch 2. I refuse. They have fucked up the game. They took down Overwatch 1. Fuck Blizzard. 90% of my Twitter feed in the first few days was game's trash, Blizzard trash, none of it. And then I was like, well, fuck it, I'll
Here we
download
are.
it. I'll see how it is. I just want to see if how it feels. And then I didn't have any of my characters. I didn't have anything, and I was like, what, fuck it, I'm still gonna play it. That game makes me extremely sad, though. That's probably why I can't formulate words correctly today. Oh God, it's been a hard day.
I have been forcing you to play a fair bit of comp today.
You haven't been forcing me. I'm the one who would pull us out almost immediately and rake you. I
That is
put
also
myself
true.
in this
We
situation.
are so far off topic again.
We are. So,
Yeah.
Well,
you said earlier.
Yeah, let's rope it back into our
So-
slight bit of a serious section.
What does mental health mean to you?
That's a good question.
It's one of the few that I actually wrote that I'm proud of.
I was like, that doesn't sound familiar. I don't think I came up with that one.
Stop exposing the secret.
Yeah, they'll know in a
The
second.
segment's named after me. What do you mean?
That is true.
secret?
There is an
What do
entire
you mean?
segment named after me. Yeah, I couldn't hide that if I
They
wanted
know.
to.
It's in the fine print.
The secret's out.
Yeah, but I read it out anyways because it's kind of it's like a section. It's a fun little section.
But
You're one of the
anyway,
better sections.
This
Mental
isn't a laughing
health.
matter. It's mental health. We must be serious.
sorry. Mental health. So, mental health is really important to me. I'm someone who struggles with several mental illnesses, and I was diagnosed at like 14 or 15. So, it's something that's been very, it was very prominent since childhood, and it's very like ingrained in my life. And I feel like there would have been a lot of things that could have been handled completely differently, and I could have just not had such a hard time doing like simple everyday things if I had known more about mental health and mental illness, and like I didn't need to struggle as much as I was. And so I think it's really important to me to just talk about it and normalize it and just really be able to learn about mental health. Oh my god, are my roommates being loud?
Well,
Sorry.
me, well, James and Dragon know very well that I've had my immense struggles with mental health, and that I dealt with it in the opposite of a healthy way. But
Same.
somehow,
I have done the fair share of that myself.
but somehow you two idiots stuck through it
Hey,
and
it's 'cause we
stuck
love you,
through it
buddy.
with me, even though I was I was something, and there
You
was a lot
were
of people who didn't.
pleasant to be around sometimes, but
Most of the time I wasn't, but sometimes I was fun. When I was sober, I was fun. Other times I was,
1 hour out of the week.
yeah, about an hour and a half out of the week. I was fun, but the rest of the time I was a chore more than I was a friend.
So I got my own deep question for you, Lacey. Through the community, have you seen more support or maybe a little bit of hate, discrimination because of your ethnicity?
I've gotten a little bit, like once I started using the tags on Twitch, I do get some people like that in my chat every once in a while. It's not too frequent, and I feel like more often I get people who connect with me because of my ethnicity. So like I feel like a lot of my audience, like when I look at profile pictures and stuff, they are people of color, and I feel like it helps me more than hurts me. Like it helps me connect to people and be like that representation. And I didn't see like content creators who looked like me growing up. Like I don't think I can name a single one who looked like me growing up. And so I think that it's just really cool that I get to be that for other people now.
Yeah, it's definitely expanding a lot now. You have YouTube, there's a whole subsection now called Gaming While Black, which
Yeah.
I love to watch. I would love to be a part of one day if I ever get into content creating, but like people like Basically I Do Work, people like those content creators. It's I love to watch, so
And me and James really don't have much to say as being, white men. We can't really understand.
Well, you're white. I'm Egyptian.
You're
so-
white.
Oh.
Shut up. You could say, yeah,
Egyptian.
just
I'm
because,
just yellow.
yes,
You're
your
pasty.
your
I'm yellow.
DNA says
There's a
you're
difference.
Egyptian. Your DNA might say you're Egyptian, but you're as white as I am
Dude, look.
sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes.
Interesting.
You get sunburnt. I don't.
Dog, I've seen you sunburned.
You have seen me red.
That is true. Well, since he won't accept it, I can't imagine
White skinned.
skinned.
You would have to watch. I forget which comedian.
I think
Cat Williams.
I think I know
Cat
who you're
Williams.
talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah,
That baby is rice skinned, not light skinned.
yeah.
Oh man.
But as someone who is, a white male, I have no idea
Yeah.
what you guys go through on a daily basis. Like the hate, the everything like that. I cannot imagine because I've never felt anything like that. The upper middle class white, a dude. I've everything laid out for me on a silver platter. I know it. I know I'm privileged
Yeah.
more than anybody else is, which I find one extremely wrong and two just very very backwater. Which is I'm gonna keep politics out of this before I put myself up
See,
in.
I can kind of relate in a way, not from my own personal standpoint, but from seeing from the outside. Because as Nighty knows,
Yeah,
by a black
your
my
mama,
mother,
your mama is a black woman, a sweet
strong,
black woman, sweet black woman.
amazing.
Occasionally
I grew
very,
up with three
occasionally very
black
very
brothers,
angry.
three black sisters.
Hmm.
I actually went to juvenile for someone using the word R word. It's my older brother, and I caught 3 felonies. It's just a little touch into my personal life that I shouldn't have said on the podcast.
Yeah, let's go. And I'm
Yeah.
not editing anything out, James. Welcome to outing yourself. I had, oh
You
god.
need to do a podcast where it's getting to know your co-host.
We're getting to know a lot about Jay today.
We're getting to know a lot about everyone today, except for Dragon. All we know about Dragon is
So
he's owned by the government.
I've been through
Dragons. Wait, no. I was gonna say Dragon's
dating
dyslexic,
it
but
can
I don't know
be.
if that was Dragon or Jay.
Both
That's
them.
Jay. I'm the
Both them.
That's
dyslexic.
Jay. Then
Both
I didn't
them.
learn
I
anything
am
about Dragon.
diagnosed dyslexic.
Dragon is
Yeah.
owned by the government. That's all we
I have
need to know.
dyslexia too, but it's rough out here.
Dragon is a
Up here.
Dragon is a drunk and owned by the government. That's all we can say. That's all we know about Dragon, and all we'll ever know about Dragon.
And drug addict.
No, he can't be. He's owned by the government.
Mm-hmm.
The only,
Covered. He'll get there.
yeah, after he leaves the government,
Innocent.
that
He
might
didn't
change.
drink or smoke, and now look at him.
So because of taxes, we all own a little bit of Dragon.
Yes, we do. We pay
Share
Dragon's
him.
salary.
He's
That
gonna
sounds
be
like
there.
slavery with extra steps.
Oh God!
No,
Dragon.
no, because
Dragon,
you
no.
signed up for it. You
That is
enlisted, so it's
true.
not. So it's fully
Yeah,
consensual.
Dragon.
Hey, but you said you own me.
Perfect
Come on now.
consensus.
I guess.
We own
I
a
guess.
piece of you. We pay your
Yeah.
salary. I
Yeah.
own a partial bit of your house.
Like you belong to your country, kind of thing. To the people.
You belong to the government.
You're for everybody. You're for the street.
Belonged to me before anyone. I just want to throw that out there. Me and Caden met him in a Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered lobby, and that's what began.
That's cute.
And
Just because I was way better than them.
No, no, that's not cute. But Dragon is just saying, very handsome man. Very,
Oh.
That is 100%. Dragon is a stud of a man.
very handsome man. Strong jawline, good hair. He's got it going on.
We are off topic.
Dragon's
once
got an
again.
ass, let me tell you.
Oh my god.
Dragon is cake.
Dragon
Oh.
got that.
Sometimes you
I
gotta
already
have
have the name for this
Dumpy.
podcast.
Dude, Dumpy.
Wow.
I actually love to do the mental health part because I am a 2-time suicide survivor. I'm huge on mental health, very big on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love doing it. So how do you address mental health community during your streams, during YouTube videos? How do you sort of ease that in there? That way it doesn't feel like you're pushing it and people feel like they can be safe and talk to you in that.
Yeah, how do you
I
build a
think
safe space for mental health and talking about it?
I think by simply just talking about it and being honest about my own like mental health and when I'm having rough days, since I do a lot of just like talking content, like get ready with me's or just chatty videos. I do talk a lot about like how I'm feeling that day or how my anxiety's been or how my depression's been. And then I also have obsessive compulsive disorder, which isn't very common. And so I also like to talk about that and destigmatize that whenever I can. I
Yes.
feel like, yeah. Like I feel like
Preaching
there's a
to the
lot of
choir. I'm right there with you.
yeah. And there's like a lot of stuff about that. And then sometimes I'll talk about like eating disorders because I do have experience with that as well. Or like certain coping mechanisms that are harmful. I have a lot of experience with that as well. And so I feel like it's just really important to be honest
Ooh,
about it.
90. Oh boy.
And yeah. And I feel
Yeah,
like
coping mechanisms that are unhealthy. I seem to know a wee bit too much about them.
Panic.
yeah.
Pills.
Pill.
Oh my god.
I
Sure.
I was not great
We
for a
have
very long time.
taken,
Yeah.
you know, really offset, but 90. I wonder how much of a pharmacy between the two of us we have actually ingested.
Yeah, we were not great people for a very long
I,
time.
I would love to know, like, in like a pharmacist's perspective, how much we actually like took out of their stock room.
Yeah, just in the
Stock
How much
room.
grand
money they could have
scheme.
made.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I agree with Dragon.
That is yeah. Well, with that said, we
Oh
get to
my
move
god.
on to a great section. Rapid fire questions presented to you by Lacey, which would you look at that? It's Lacey herself.
No way.
Shit's wild.
Truck.
So we've got rapid fire questions presented by yourself. So enjoy
Okay.
your rapid fire
Question number
questions.
one: can I have an arc?
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Sorry, security said no.
Pain? Oh no! What? He's security. If anyone, Dragon's the
Yeah, I was about to say
security.
dragon security, if anyone.
I don't know. Knight's a Discord mod. That's
Ah,
about as
look at
secure
that.
as it gets.
And I'm a Twitch
Don't
mod.
get him started on
You,
his kitten.
Oh
a
no,
kitten. You have a
no!
kitten? You have a kitten? You have a Discord kitten? Don't go quiet now.
I plead the fifth for not to incriminate myself. I'm
A
pretty sure
Discord
James
kitten.
just muted himself because he is
He's
crying.
he's
He is
laughing really hard.
crying. I mean, Dragon's crying.
So I honestly thought you just had a new cat, and then she said Discord kitten, and now I don't know what to think. So
No, we were talking about
This
Discord
is.
kittens. I was talking about him being a Discord mod, and Jay
I'm
mentioned
not
someone having a
even a
kitten.
Discord mod though. That's the
You?
thing.
Oh, you're
I'm
not?
only
Oh,
a mod in the Twitch chat. I haven't got
oh,
Discord role yet.
it's okay. It's okay. It'll
But
come
I'm
one
living
day.
life.
So you're just you have
I'm
a
a
Twitch
Discord
kitten.
mod in
Oh,
his
Yeah.
Twitch thing, but I haven't found a kitten yet. You know, anyone who's
aw.
viewing the podcast is
Shut the fuck up,
interested,
James. Shut
hit
the
me
fuck
up.
up. Shut the fuck up. All
My
right.
wife and two beautiful children, please do
Very
not.
nice.
You will cause so much distress in my marriage.
Your
You're not
marriage?
even married. Shut the fuck up. You're
I might as
basically
well
married.
be.
Yeah, you might as
Oh,
well be. Your baby mama is something else.
what?
2 kids in 5 years and
We're
a very
learning
overly
so
clingy,
much.
protective baby mama. So, also, excuse
Gee.
me, I just got done
God,
like
we're
with a
never gonna get into
horrid
the
burp.
questions, are we?
No, Dragon, we are not.
This episode's gonna be like 2 hours.
All right,
Yes,
Lacey,
let's
what got you into gaming?
I would say my family probably. So like my dad and I have older brothers. I have 4 brothers, fun fact. So that gaming was always just a really common thing and that was just kind of how we spent our time together. So we were always like having game nights like every night when I would hang out with my dad. And then like I would see my dad on the weekend. So every weekend he would take me and my brother to like those like game stores or like movie stores. You can like rent a game or a movie for the
God,
weekend.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
remember the
pick
name of
out a
which one.
snack.
wasn't closed at the time. So I was like, I don't remember which one it was. I was like, I almost said Rent a Center, but that's for furniture. That's not right.
I was renting like. Oh yeah, I was renting those Wii games from Blockbuster. I think I actually still
Hell
have
yeah.
one. Fun fact.
Hell
It's
yeah.
probably worth $250,000 now.
I remember having to
Wow.
be sent video games through like
Movies that
Netflix.
he rented from Blockbuster. Totally didn't.
Mhm.
Those fees that are probably added up to $250,000. Those fees were
Probably.
really something else. You were
Uh-huh.
day late and you were paying more than it actually costed to buy it outright.
And worse than my student debt.
I thought you got a scholarship, poser.
I do most of it, not completely entirely. I'm gonna keep it real.
Not a
But
full
most of it was
scholarship.
covered by no, not a full scholarship.
So you're so technically you're not cheating that bad. It's like
Mhm.
using what you don't have aimbot, but you still have wall hacks.
Ahem.
What are you ahemming?
We're off topic.
I was just trying to break. Lacey got
Yeah.
it. Oh, how did you discover Dead by Daylight?
We just keep going. Okay. I discovered Dead. Oh, it was one of the girls that I follow on Twitter. Her name was like Glitter Baby or something, or Glitterbat, I think, but I think she changed her name now. But she would post like screenshots from Dead by Daylight all the time, and like whenever she would change her survivor's outfit, she would show it, or she would show the killers or the scores, or she would talk about like endgame chat. Like she was just always posting about it. And I like originally got into like following her for like alternative fashion, and like she's a woman of color too, so she talks about that a little bit, so stuff like that. And then she started posting about Dead by Daylight, and she's like kind of like a bigger like creator on Twitter. She had like 100K, and but she would post something about it. And then one day she was like, "Hey, someone like play Dead by Daylight with me." And then I replied, and I was like, "Sure." And then I just started playing with her, and then like I still have her on Steam to this day. But
Like a
yeah,
beautiful friendship like developed out of that, on top of also getting into the game. That's a really good story, actually.
so
That
I
reminds
do
me
not
of
talk to her.
great.
But I was like, our friendship did not form, but we did play Dead by Daylight a few times without mics.
That reminds me of
Well,
We
great
just
though.
didn't want to have bad solo
that
queue.
reminds me of playing with Caden when he was completely deaf after his cochlear implant.
Yep. Just
Learning
no
a lot about
sound.
Caden.
But granted,
Caden lore.
Oh, Caden's amazing. We need to get him in on a podcast
no,
one
we
day.
do not. No, we do
No.
not.
Yes,
No,
we do.
No,
Yes,
we
we
do not.
do.
Me
You
and
wouldn't be able to
Dragon.
hear us.
Caden.
He's
We
deaf.
do.
Me
Hi,
and
He
Caden,
wouldn't
Dragon
be
if you're
able to
help.
hear us.
watching.
He is deaf. He is deaf.
Oh, so wait.
We'll
Deaf.
just
He
put
has a
it.
cochlear implant.
Okay. I
Let's
was like,
put
how
it
can
this.
they hide in Caden?
If
After
we
you
ever
literally just
get
told me he was deaf. But I get it. I get it. He
the
can hear
whole
me.
get to know your co-hosts thing, we will explain an entire segment on Caden. I promise.
Okay,
But
okay.
Caden is
Where's
no.
Caden?
I could not put Caden on this podcast. I love
He
Caden to
is an
death.
anomaly.
Add Caden
for
right
sure.
now.
I love Caden.
He is an anomaly.
He actually might be on. Fun fact.
Add Caden to the call right now.
Let me see. Is he? If he's...
God damn.
No, he's
we just-
offline.
Oh, this
He's
is
offline.
such a bad. Thank God. That is divine intervention at its finest.
Yeah, look, I love Caden.
Yeah.
Caden's great. Caden's from Texas.
We've said Caden so many times today.
Yeah, let's just forget
We
Caden
love
exists.
Caden. That's another big,
Caden
tall,
counter,
beautiful
please.
man. Yeah, Jackson, will you edit in a Caden counter in the top left, please?
That is too much goddamn work.
That's
Yeah,
really
Jackson.
What? This is mostly an
Expose your
audio.
name. Oh no.
This is an
Oh, no.
audio podcast.
But it's on YouTube. Caden counter now.
How about
kidding.
you do it, Miss Film Student? Miss Film Student, with all
No.
your editing.
Oh, we could.
I'm the guest
Lacey.
star. I don't have to do the work.
What,
Lacey, how do you prepare for a stream?
Thank you, James.
Nice big fat cup of W like Jack, like Nighty and I.
Nice,
James,
nice.
at this point, just mute your mic.
They sold their soul.
We sold our soul
I'm
a
gonna
long
sit
time
this
ago.
one out. I'm gonna sit this one out. You guys have fun. I'll be back in like 2-3 minutes.
Okay, bye. How do I prepare for a stream? Okay, so I usually do my makeup before streams, and while I'm doing my makeup, I'll often watch some other people's streams just to get into that like mindset and just feel more
Great.
social, kind of get myself hyped up for the way we talk on Twitch because it is a little bit different. And just getting used to
Grape.
talk about everything in my day and just getting used to being in front of people. And so yeah, I just kind of watch streams while
Grape.
like doing my makeup and picking out my outfit for stream.
Well, since we're already on the topic of how do you prepare, when it comes time to, shut it off, how do you unwind?
Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you.
Grape. But how do you unwind after a stream? After, you did all
I
your
want some
preparing.
grape soda now that you said grape that many times.
Hello.
We did talk about a lot of grape soda, that is true. If anybody
Oh my god, hi.
Oh god. Lacie, you okay? We're having waggy difficulties again?
I think so. I could not hear anyone for a little bit. I was a little nervous.
A little nervous.
Oh Lord.
Well, we ask, how do you unwind after a stream?
Oh, after stream. Okay. After stream?
Hey, you're the
I
one who
usually just
came up with these questions. You
I
can
know,
answer
Do you
it.
I know. I'm
run you a nice
thinking,
hot bubble bath? Do you just shut it off and just kind of sit there for a minute and breathe and kind of just distress from the kind of facade that everyone has to put on? Not that you're necessarily not being yourself, but you have to
Yeah.
carry yourself in a more professional manner when you're streaming to a community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just
That's what I
have to
do
like
after the podcast.
what? Oh, that's what you do after the podcast. Yeah.
Dragon just
Yeah.
drinks. He drinks before, he drinks after, he drinks during.
I'm drinking during, and I don't even drink anymore. This podcast has drove me to alcoholism.
No.
Ahem.
Ahem.
Like it's all nighty. It's all nighty's fault.
It's you this time. Okay.
It's always my fault.
But no, I got to do it to Jay this time. So we're,
Picture and you will understand.
I got a W. I got a point. But usually I just kind of take off my makeup, and usually since I play Dead by Daylight a lot, I'll take off my makeup and then just play it in solo queue in a huge t-shirt and just
That's the life.
just stare at the screen, just in silence. My voice is usually sore by the end.
Yeah, usually
And then
after
sometimes
I'm
I'll
done.
make tea or have a little snack.
Usually after I'm done, I just kind of sit there and process my life for a few minutes.
Oh man, do you have like a nice, refreshing drink?
Shut the fuck up,
something
Dave.
left.
It's not the
If
time.
only there was some kind of drink that I could have while gaming or after. You know what I mean?
Lovely energy drink.
Something. I know. I usually.
It's almost
If
like we
only.
talked about this earlier.
If only there was
Sold
something,
my soul.
some type of drink we could get using code NIGHT with 3 E's for 10% off.
If
If
only.
only.
Favorite memory streaming.
If only.
Why do
My
I
soul
feel
isn't
like I've
sold.
gone-
Yeah,
Oh
that
my
is
God.
true. His soul is still
In the
here.
Twilight Zone at this point. Holy Jesus.
We just jump to we get to answer the one question, and then it just devolves for like 10 minutes. And then we come
It
back,
does.
and then go back to devolving.
As you're doing right now.
It looks like the stock market.
What are your top 3
Ahem.
favorite memories from your streams? Creation in general. What are your top 3 favorite memories?
Thank you. Okay, I had to collect myself. There's a lot going on. So from streaming, my favorite things are probably just like making friends with just the people I've met. So maybe one of them can be meeting Grape. Of course, I love Grape.
We all love grape.
We keep talking about Grape. Grape is like watching this podcast. Like
Now we need a grape
she's
counter.
no, literally, she's watching this podcast.
Grape
She's
and
kicking
baby
her little feet.
She's
She's
that's
kicking her
the thing
feeties.
though.
She's
Is
blushing.
every single podcast that we've had after hers, we call back to her regardless. It's
I
because
love
we're
her.
all friends and it's just a tight knit community. And as Dragon said, she's bubbly. Yes, I'm still holding a grudge about that, Dragon.
It's a
Why?
good word.
Yeah, because he was using big
It's a
words
good
and
word.
showing me up.
Big bubbly is not a big word.
It's a
But it
big
was
It's for
smart.
us sophisticated.
Yeah, there we go. Sophisticated word. I mean, I
Men
can't
of
speak
our
English.
caliber. That is a big word.
Okay, so probably meeting grape. um, probably eating grape, and then also like not a specific memory, but just whenever like someone gets excited about like seeing someone who looks like me or like has my mental illnesses, just like online because they don't see it very often. So just being the representation once again. And then for my third thing, this is hard. I gotta really think.
You made
Um,
these.
I know. I didn't say big three. I just said a memory.
Yeah, do you know how
He
damn
added that.
hard it is to pick a memory? I changed it the minute straight after grapes. Actually, I changed it
Oh my
mid grape
God.
interview. Just because you can't pick
Just
one.
say
That's
one of
not
your
how it
favorites.
works.
Yeah, I picked what I said. Meeting grape. I love grape. Um. Okay.
In the past 30 seconds, we've said grape like 5 or 6 times. If I kept
As we
counters
should.
on this, it would
Counter,
be
great
game
counter.
over.
Grape counter. I
Every
love grape
time
so
I
much.
stumbled my words. Like, I mean, there were
Mhm.
so many counters we could have put in this, but I'm not smart enough, nor do I have the patience to do that.
Mhm.
Okay, back on topic.
I'm trying.
Gotta run it
Top
back
3
around.
favorite streamers.
Favorite
Yeah.
streamer. Okay, thank you. I
Grape.
cannot think of a third
Grape.
memory. Favorite
Grape.
streamer. Oh my gosh, I love grape. Okay, favorite streamers. Obviously, grape. I love grape so much. Okay, I sound obsessed. I sound a little too intense.
We
I
all
need to
do.
calm down. I'm like every grape is in like every one of my answers somehow.
Well, it's
I
because
love grape.
she's an important part of everybody.
Favorite streamers grape, and then other streamers I watch Aviva Sophia. I watch her like every day. I love her. She kind of blew up on TikTok, and she's more known for TikTok, but she streams every day. She's like a full-time streamer. That's like her main thing now. So I watch Aviva a lot, and then I also watch Viviana, who does GTA roleplay. She plays Lana Valentine on No Pixel. I watch her a lot too. hmm
God, to be famous enough to get to know Pixel, that would
So
be a
true.
goddamn dream. Could I host the podcast in No Pixel? You think they'd go for it?
Oh, gee, guess what?
Oh Lord, what?
Grape just went live.
Ah,
Booting up Twitch
I
right
just got
now.
the notif. I
no,
just got the notif. I know. I will
I'm
stay present.
leaving. I'm abandoning.
No,
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 don't
no,
you abandon. We're almost done. Keep pushing.
I know.
What are some things you would love to do with your platform?
The speed run?
Fire right
I
there.
know. We have to all make it to Grape Stream. I know, I know. Some things I'd love to do with my platform. I'd love to just, I don't know. I really want to like have more of a community. I feel like my community, I feel like we don't really talk a lot. I feel like it's a lot of just listening to me talk, which is fine. I love the lurkers, but that's like how it is for most of my content. So a lot of times I feel like I'm like more quiet, or I feel like I'm more like talking to myself. And so I think it would just be really cool to like see more of what I'm doing and the impact I'm making, and just be able to talk more with my community, like getting like using my Discord more and stuff like that.
Oh, I feel entirely schizophrenic when I stream sometimes.
It's so long.
It's just there's people in there. You can see that there are people in there, but sometimes you're just talking to yourself for like an hour before somebody says something. It
So I
makes
want to
me
have
feel real
more.
schizophrenic sometimes.
Yeah. So I want to have more of a like a community and be more like close knit and like get to talk to people, like my audience, my followers a lot more, and just have a better like relationship with them. And and
Coolest
of
things you've
course
gotten to
for
do
mental
because of
health.
content creation.
What? I'm sorry.
Coolest thing you've gotten to do because of content creation.
Meet grape.
God damn.
Seen it
I mean, it's
coming.
true.
Please, you set it up. You set it up. I love grape. Okay. But I think it's really just the people I've met and just getting to make friends, like Grape, and then I have this other friend, Neo Counter set to one, and I've been playing with her for about 2 years now. I think we met when we were working on a Minecraft SMP together, and so yeah, and so like she's still one of like the closest people to me right now, and we talk every single day, and it's been 2 years. So I think that is like the coolest thing I've gotten to do because of like content creating and streaming is just meeting other people and the connections I made because that's like it's nothing without the people. You know what I mean?
It
Yeah.
really,
Like none of this matters
I
without the people behind it.
100% agree with that. Well, now that we're rounding off your rapid fire questions, which was, I mean, your rapid fire questions took like 20 minutes. That isn't very rapid fire. But
I'm sorry.
with
Advice for people who would like to begin streaming or
damn
begin
you and
creating.
stealing my questions, I was gonna ask it. Damn you.
What's up,
Is
nerds?
it your question? Is it?
No,
Is
it's
it my?
still actually I did. That's the only one out of that entire
Warren,
thing that
this
I
was called
wrote
Rapid
myself.
Fire Questions presented to you by Lacie.
That
It
one
is
is
in
the
that
only
section.
one. That is
Go
the
off.
only one that I wrote. That is the
Go off, I
only
guess.
one. But Lacey, advice for people who want to stream, as James said, stealing my
I would,
thunder and my job.
yeah. I would really just say start and like not to worry about numbers or having the best of anything right now or worrying about promo too much or like growing. Like don't get obsessed with that. Don't get obsessed with like the aesthetics of it. I'd really just say just focus on doing what you love and making the content that you love, like not what'll get clicks, not what's popular trending. Like just make content you genuinely love and then the people will come. And also I think it's a lot easier to get burnt out or to get stressed out from content creation if you're not making content that you genuinely enjoy. So I think that should be the number one priority when you're making content is to make things you love because if you don't love what you're doing, no one else is going to love it either, you know what I mean? Like if you don't like it and we can tell you're not having fun or you're not enjoying it or you're not passionate about it, and people aren't going to want to watch it. So I'd really just, do what you want. You'll find people who love you for you and it'll be good.
That's some solid advice.
Thanks. Thanks, Shadi.
Well, to think that you were just so scared to come on and you were thinking, oh, I
I
don't
was
know
so
if I
scared.
can't
I
do
was
it.
so scared.
I don't know if I can do it
Wait. In the
today.
midst of all the chaos, I forgot to ask one of my own personal questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite brand or palette of makeup?
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay. So I have this thing and it's called like the color board palette and it has so many colors. I'm like me trying to find it right this I found it. It's called the color board palette and it's by a brand called Beauty Glaze and it has so many colors. There's like 4 tiers on it.
I
And so I have
actually
like
think I know what you're talking about.
you know what I'm talking about. And there's so many like pressed glitters, and I love the glitters. And sometimes on content I'll like from like live or something, I'll like let people pick what colors I use when I do my makeup on stream and stuff. And so I like to have all these options. And it's really cheap. It's like $20 on Amazon. So I
Yeah,
really
I actually do know exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, I love this palette and it's so good.
It's actually really good
It
because for
is.
what you get what you pay for with it. It's actually really good for the price.
Uh-huh. So many colors, so much glitter. I love glitter.
well, let us round this out to let you get off the grapes stream. I find it
You mean
real.
let all of us get
Yeah,
off
All
the
that
of
is
grapes?
us.
true. We are all on the way there right now.
I'm
But
surprised you wasn't trying to invite her to the Discord.
gee, I wish. I mean, I could add somebody go to her chat and ask her. Just be like, "Yo, you want to come pop in, say hi while you stream?" But to think that you were also that you were so scared of coming on
I was
and you
so
were so
anxious.
nervous and
No.
anxious.
I literally messaged her. I was like, I'm so anxious. Like, I don't know if I can do it today. I'm so scared. I was scared. Once again, mental health matters. I gave myself a few hours. I chilled out a little bit and I came back and I was fine.
Yep, and we got to do this. And
I just did a thumbs up. You can't see it,
I
but
know. Uh, thumbs up. We're all doing it.
Thumbs
You
up.
have to take our words for it, but
If
we're
you're
all doing it.
listening at home, thumbs up right now. I'll know.
Everybody get your thumbs up.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you,
Put your W
Lacey.
cups in the air.
Yeah, put your W cups in the air. Let me find mine. But thank you so much for coming, Lacey. It was great talking to you. This was a great episode. It's our longest one yet.
A
It's
chaotic episode. Very
chaotic
chaotic.
episode. It looked like the stock market the entire time.
That is exactly why it's called gaming, but at what
But
cost?
at what cost? Thank you.
Honestly.
Well, Lacey, we'll let you go pop into a stream while we wrap up our final thoughts
Okay.
here. Thank you so much for
Hey.
coming by. This will be going up on Wednesday for anybody who wants to listen. I'll send you a link to the podcast before, so if you want to listen to it before it comes out, you can.
So
And
nighty.
thank you so much, Lacey, for popping by.
Okay. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Take care.
Right.
Of course.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right,
So
before
nighty, why did you plug that it comes out on a Wednesday, considering no one will know until it is out?
I wasn't. I was telling her. But first, I want to just show you something, everybody who's watching on YouTube. I'll read it out for the people who aren't, but I just would like to show you what James sent to the group chat. Dressing as cocaine this Halloween so someone will do me in the bathroom. That is what James sent to the group chat in the middle of our podcast. Thank you, James.
I'm sorry. You're very welcome.
And I just saw it. That's why I wanted to mention something of it. But I mean, that was great. Lacey was amazing to talk to.
She was. She was very amazing. It was a very, very good podcast. A lot of off the wall conversations. It just it felt really fluid and
A lot of laughs.
legitimate.
It was just a natural
Definitely need
conversation.
a off the topic counter.
Yeah, off
Yeah, no
topic
kidding.
counter. I bet you 95% of that wasn't actually talking about anything
We
related
need
to
a
our
cadence
questions.
counter. We need an off the topic counter. We need a
Right.
nighty jumbling his own words together counter. A grape counter. We need so many counters. We could cover the whole screen.
You know what? Somebody who's a lot smarter than me in the comments, say something, I'll pen it and give it a heart because I ain't never gonna figure that out. I could listen to it 4 times over and I'd still miss them.
I'm half tempted to do it one day just for the heck of it.
Just to sit down and do it, re-listen to the podcast, have a laugh, but also,
But I
put
couldn't do it
everything
because the
else.
minute I heard my own voice, I would cringe and throw my freaking phone.
I would.
Hey, you want to hear something funny?
Dragon has never watched an episode. He despises his own voice.
That's not what I was gonna say.
But it's
But
true.
Lacey is already in Grape Stream. I just had to go check.
I knew the
Wasted zero time whatsoever.
Zero time. Just
We love
immediately
Grape.
hopped in there. We love Grape.
We're-
We love Lacey. We love Waggy. We love our entire community.
Waggy's
Waggy
amazing.
is also
I am
in
a
there.
huge
I just
fan
saw
of
Waggy.
Yeah, we are just a big jumbled group of people, and I mean it's great. This podcast wouldn't exist without her, and I mean I'm pretty happy about it. But with our closing arguments, my name, closing arguments. I'm in a fucking court case over here. Remember to use code 90 for 10% off at checkout at Dalby. There's a starter pack out right now. This has been 90.
This has been Dragon.
And this has been James.
Yeah, fuck you, you're last. I'm number 2.
That is
Fuck
true.
you, buddy. I just didn't know. I forgot to speak. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, well, regardless, thank you all so much for coming by for the triple host. And we will see you all next time. Bye bye.
Peace.